Hey folks, Stuart here on Tuesday, I think it is, on the 8th of November. I hope you're all doing really well today. I just want to say massive thanks to everyone who commented on yesterday's video, by a mile, the most comments on any video we've had on the channel so far. I'm trying to get into the comments. I've been really busy at work the last couple of days, so I'm trying to get into the comments and talk to some people. And as I said before, if we disagree on things, that's okay. That's okay. That's football. We're allowed to disagree on things, so I won't ram my opinion down your throat and we'll all get on fine. But yeah, massive thanks to everyone who has supported the channel. You can do that by liking the channel and subscribing and all that kind of stuff, but I really, really appreciate it. It's growing at an incredible rate. But enough faffing about, let's get on to news. And there's a bit floating around, and we'll crack on and start with the U21s, who had a very good win against a good Newcastle side yesterday, winning 4-2. Max Dean with a hat-trick, another player to add to the list of Leeds players who are scoring hat-tricks in the U21 team. This is not a bad Newcastle side either. A win for Newcastle yesterday would have seen them crawl up to second in the table right behind Leeds. So this helps open that little gap. Max Dean with a hat-trick, as I said, but Chris Moore also with a goal. Chris Moore could have had a couple. He looks a real threat from set pieces as well. Looked really, really good. Overall, there was none of the big under-21 players playing yesterday. There was no Darko JB, there was no Sonny Perkins, there was no Somerville, Nanto, Gallagher, Greenwood, none of them in the team. And to still get that win was fantastic to see for them. So, great win for them. Michael Scubala will be very, very happy with the performance of them this season. It is Division 2 of the Premier League 2. Have to point that out. They need to bring this into next season when they get promoted and do the same thing. The age group of that team is really good. There's a lot of young players there as well who are under the 21 bracket who'll still be there next year as well. So, it's coming good. It's starting to come good. It's looking really, really good. Speaking about young players who are at Leeds, Stuart McKinstry on loan up at Motherwell in his hometown club of Motherwell, who Leeds got him from in the first place, and is having a really, really good season. Got a couple of goals to his name and a couple of assists, and Leeds look set to try and offer Stuart a brand new contract to extend his stay at the club. He's 20 years of age now, but a lot of championship clubs are said to be keeping an eye on McKinstry and his performances up the north. Stoke City in the championship specifically are a club that have been named with having a look at Stuart. He's doing really, really well. He's played 2 games for the Leeds first team in cup matches, and he looked okay. He never looked to me like a player that was intimidated by playing at a higher level. Tidy player. Great to see players going out on loan to prove themselves and getting contracts. We have other players like that at the moment, Ian Pavade and Matthias Boguts as well. Boguts did start his first game for UDIB last weekend, which is great to see. Pavade got some minutes off the bench as well. And Charlie Cresswell got beaten up playing for Millwall, badly, faced just an awful injury that he got. But that's why they're on loan at these clubs, toughen them up, and I'm delighted to see them all back in the team. Charlie's got 2 games under his belt now, so it's great to see him back in there. And clean sheets, another clean sheet for Charlie. So great for the loan players, but Stuart McKinstry is the one that leads a look and currently at offering a new contract to. Could be a lot of contracts in the offing coming into the new year, so we'll see how that goes. Interesting piece. This isn't a news piece, more of an opinion piece, but I read it and I really enjoyed it. I thought people might like to see it. Jordan Harris of Leeds United News, and you'll find him on Twitter, wrote an opinion piece around Jack Harrison and how it'll be a tougher call for Leeds come January should they get bids for Jack Harrison given his form. Pretty much most of the season outside the first couple of games, Harrison hasn't scored or had an assist since the Chelsea game and has looked like a player devoid of confidence for a while now. And with the presence of Somerville, who's scoring, and Sinistera, if he comes back after the World Cup, fit and ready to go, and Gnonto breaking through, there is now more pressure on Jackie to perform. We know he can. We know he's got big performances in his locker. But it's a very interesting piece. Jordan doesn't look at it from a way of, we have to sell Harrison or we should sell Harrison. More of a balanced view of, well, we could and we couldn't, and these are the reasons why we could do both. And it's a really interesting piece. You'll find that on Leeds United News. It's on Twitter. It's very good piece, very well written. So go check that one out. Small, short news in Jesse Marsh. Happy birthday to the gaffer, who's 49 today. We can finally enjoy his birthday, I'd say, after the last couple of results. Although I'd say his blood pressure still hasn't come down from the weekend. But happy birthday to the gaffer. Moving on to the Wolves game. We're flying through this Wolves game, and we've got a bit of news. Sonny Perkins is expected to travel with the squad for the Wolves game for the cup match, but also Leo Kjelde, Willie Gnonto, Archie Gray, Joe Gellhart, Sonny Perkins and Darko JB could all be involved in that game, having not participated in the 21 game earlier this week. Perkins has been the one that's been confirmed to travel, but Leo Kjelde, who has played for the first team before, is also looking like he could be in line to come in as well. Junior Firpo is fit and available as well and could come back in at left back. We could see some big changes to the back line. I don't know if I want to see that just yet. Don't know if I'm ready for that just yet. Let's get a couple more wins under our belt. Good news for Rasmus Christensen, speaking of fullbacks, who has been named in the Denmark World Cup squad and will be going to the Qatar World Cup. Whether you agree with the Qatar World Cup or not, I don't. Rasmus has been called up for it. So he gets to go to the World Cup. I'm kind of keen for a lot of Leeds players to not get called up to the World Cup from a very selfish perspective. Very selfish perspective. They can work on things with Leeds. And then the big story that's been going around, this kind of seems to have slipped through the cracks. It was out on Monday. Nobody's really reported it. And then I found it again today. According to Football Insider, the article written by a guy called Kieran Maguire, football finance expert Kieran Maguire reckons that the 49ers could be ready to take ownership of Leeds as soon as this season. He said that they are very close to taking over Leeds. There is what they call an earn-out agreement possibly in place, which is that a set agreement on the price. And basically money that's been spent from both sides gets taken off or added on, and that gives you the agreed valuation of the club. And he's saying that could be in place. According to Maguire, the takeover could happen and could be worth upwards of £400 million, and that Roger Zani will part ways with Leeds and will not be staying on any kind of minority shareholder role, will actually leave the club fully. 49ers have been biding their time, he says, with this, but they are looking at it closer now. And with the January window coming up and with Leeds' position kind of a bit teetering on the edge, now could be the right time for the 49ers to make that move. If you haven't also seen our interview with Cam Inman, I'm going to keep pushing it. It's on available on the page and some good insights into what you can expect if the 49ers do take control of Leeds. So it's worth having a listen to. So yeah, that's the situation. So possibly a sale of Leeds is in the pipeline, is going through. The 2024 deadline for the not deadline, but 2024 agreement is still in place. But it looks like they could be trying to force it through maybe a little bit earlier. I'll get more news on that if it pops up. But yeah, that article did float around and did manage to miss everybody. I don't know how it's not been picked up, but there you go. Leeds could be sold to the 49ers as soon as this season. So, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know how your day is going. I'll try and get in later on and have a chat with some people. Again, if I haven't responded to comments, I will. I'll get to you. I'm sorry. I just work's been mad. And as always, thanks to everyone for supporting the channel and really appreciate it. See you tomorrow.